What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, my name is Destiny, and I'm a stay-at-home mom who flips furniture for some extra side cash. Join me in my journey as I show you how to prep and paint furniture to sell for a profit. In this video, I am showing you how to flip this beautiful china cabinet that I got for only $50. If you are here because you want to learn how to flip furniture, that is my first tip to you, is to have a low buy-in or free. And my second tip for you is to look for pieces of furniture that don't have a lot of repairs that need to be done. This one just had a lot of dings, but that's easy to fix. Are you excited to learn more? Let's get into it. I always start my furniture flips by removing the hardware and the knobs just so it's easier to clean, because sometimes dust and gunk just gets trapped under that and you don't want to paint over that because your paint will not stick. I also like to put my hardware in a bowl so I don't lose any of it. Do you notice that circular pattern still on the drawer? That is dust. You want to remove the dust so your paint sticks. It's very, very important. For this clean, I am using Simple Green, but you can use Crud Cutter, you can use a TSP, or the cheapest option would be just to use dish soap with water. But a reminder that when you use these options, you will need to rinse the furniture with water just to remove any of the cleaning residue. When I am cleaning my furniture, I like to use a microfiber towel. You can use paper towels, but I think that could really add up in cost. And microfibers, you just wash and reuse. This china cabinet had a bunch of like furniture polish on it, which is that like cloudy white stuff you're seeing. It's really important to get that off too, so that way your primer and paint stick. For the hard to reach spots, I just use a old toothbrush, not an old toothbrush, but a cheap toothbrush, just to get into the grooves, because just a normal rag is kind of hard to get into the corners. So just a toothbrush and a little bit of elbow grease. And you guys, this is why it is so important to clean your furniture, because this will keep your paint from sticking and then you don't produce a quality piece of furniture. I should have definitely removed these shelves before I cleaned, but that's okay. I will go ahead and clean that back piece again. I'm just not going to show it on camera. Next, I'm going to start on repairs, and I'm going to use the Bondo glazing and spot putty. This is a really good alternative to just regular Bondo that you have to mix the two parts together. This is still pretty smelly, so I recommend using a respirator mask and having a well-ventilated area. Also keep in mind, if you use this spot glaze, it is not meant for deep holes, like deep gouges. It will not cure properly. It will crack and it will shrink. It is only for surface scratches. Next, after I got the hinges all taped up, I started working on taping up these little windows because I'm going to get ready to sand, and I don't want to accidentally scuff the window because it'll be very noticeable. So I'm taping up the window to give myself a little bit of barrier so that I don't have that accident. I will be starting with a 120 grit sandpaper, moving up to a 220 sandpaper just to smooth out the areas that had a lot of damage, like where I did the Bondo's repairs, just to make sure everything is very smooth. After I got all of the sanding dust wiped down, I'm going to use the Bullseye 123 primer. I really love this primer. It's one of my go-tos, and I'm loading it up in my Wagner Flexio 4000. And I always add water to my primer. I like to add just enough water to where when I'm mixing the water into the primer, it doesn't have peaks when I lift my popsicle stick. And I always test on a piece of cardboard first. That way, if my settings are wrong, I'm messing up on the cardboard and not my furniture. After the first coat of primer was completely dry, I took a 400 grit sanding paper and just went over all of the china cabinet just to make sure that everything was smooth, especially where all this bleed through is coming from, because I'm going to go ahead and spot prime those areas again. After the primer was dry, I'm getting ready to paint, and I'm using the color Licorice, and it's by Behr. It is a stunning deep green. Something to keep in mind when you are using dark colors is that when the paint dries, it darkens up, and then also once you add a top coat, it also will darken. Moving on to top coat, I like to leave a little bit of paint in my container when I'm using a dark color. And when I add my top coat into the container, it will be tinted with the original paint. And I like to tint my top coat to minimize the streakiness that dark colors tend to, get. Just a reminder to not forget to sand your piece before you start spraying. I like to use a 400 grit sandpaper. I picked out this gorgeous floral peel and stick wallpaper. I personally like to add peel and stick wallpaper to like the drawers of my pieces. I just feel like it finishes it. If you are new to flipping furniture, this might be a great way to just elevate your piece and help you stand out to um, potential customers. It helps you stand out from other furniture flippers. But also keep in mind that if you use peel and stick wallpaper, it is extra cost that will be taken out of your profit. But again, I personally like using wallpaper. I think it's just the perfect finishing touches. If you made it this far, thank you so much, and here is one last look of the before. And here is the after. I absolutely love the way this one turned out. It is officially my new favorite piece. I'm also really happy that I decided to go out of my comfort zone and try a China cabinet for the first time. I definitely will be doing another one in the future. And as always, I hope that I've earned your subscription today. It's absolutely free. Don't forget to like and leave a comment. It helps small channels like mine grow. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one.